Did you know for each one of these trees I cut down, I save 5 gold on the cost of the next building I make? Well, not really, but that's the idea we are going to be using for the video today. A few weeks ago, when Paradox released the Tours and Tournaments DLC, they changed Crusader Kings 3. There were a series of buffs to various gameplay mechanics, but what hit me the hardest were the nerfs to building construction cost. A while back, I released a video where I used many of these mechanics to get the maximum possible 90% discount on building costs. That feeling of making buildings for 15 gold or less is something I can't recommend enough to my fellow tall enjoyers. But now, it seems like such a feat is impossible. Or is it? Because there's one religious tenet and one building bonus they forgot to nerf, and we plan on abusing these two systems to get essentially free buildings in this CK3 playthrough. Oh yeah, and we are going to be doing this while trying to hold only one county. Alright then, so let's go back 1066. We are going to be playing as a tiny backwater count, pretty much in the middle of nowhere. So I've got plans for this playthrough, and those plans revolve around this beautiful river that runs right through our territory. If we click on our capital county, you can see we actually have 5 barony slots, and each one of them is in taiga terrain, which is like very deep, heavy forest. They are also each along this river, which with the new update that happened, you can now build trade ports along major rivers. So that's going to be absolutely massive in terms of development. If you even think about some places like where you're playing in London before, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holdings along river. And we just played a tall game in London. And can you imagine how crazy our numbers would have been if we could build 5 trade ports in all these counties?
It's free real estate.
So we have a few things that we're going to have to do right away in this game. The first one will just be to survive. So we have to avoid invasion from some of these kingdoms. Everyone's tribal too, which means we're going to get raided all over the place. The good thing about us being tribal is that we can buy men-at-arms with prestige. So right here you can see I can pick up 2 very nice stacks of armored footmen, and I can station them in the capital where they will already be getting oh no way, we have a tier 2 tribal hold here. So we're actually going to be getting a pretty decent 40% from the tier 2 fortified tribal hold, and 10% for being the capital. Similarly, we can put our pikemen over there and then our siege units over there. You probably did notice I built a war camps over here. These buildings are absolutely insane. Some of the best tribal buildings you can build because they give you heavy infantry damage and toughness. They give you a lot of levies, and they give you a knight plus knight effectiveness. So I'm going to try to get 3 of these in my lands to make us a little bit beefier. We're going to try to survive here, not get invaded, and we want to stack a lot of prestige and a lot of piety because I do want to reform our culture here, but we're going to want to switch our traditions around because one tradition that's going to be absolutely crucial for us is going to be this regional one, the Forest Wardens. And you can see what this does is increase our development growth in taiga as well as reduce the building cost by 10%. And we want to get as cheap buildings as we possibly can. The forestry buildings themselves actually have really cool benefits for building reduction costs and time, I'm pretty sure. And then these additional bonuses are going to help even further. I will actually go for a communal tradition, which is going to reduce our building costs again. It used to be 10%, now you only get 5%, so they're trying to stop us from getting pretty much free buildings, but if you know me, then you know there's nothing going to stop me from absolutely destroying the game. And then we also are going to want to convert to another faith, and that faith is going to be a classic one that I often use when I want to do something revolved around temples, and that is the Lollardy faith, because it has both lay clergy and anaconism, with pacifism too, giving you an extra domain limit is pretty cool. And we don't really plan on doing a lot of wars because we want to be like a little compact realm here. If I have the opportunity to play even as one county, I might do it, Although I will want to own this duchy first so we can still build our duchy building down here. So we're almost ready to get started here. First of all, let's start increasing the development. We will have to get out of feudal the hard way, and well, the good thing about playing in 1066 is we at least have 70% of the tribal innovations, which is like normally the longest thing to do. So only to go up to 5 won't be hard, and these other 2 things we can do as well.
I'm dying.
So I just picked up the infirm trait, so it does not look like I will be able to get the prestige with this character. I'm thinking I might be able to convert though, so let's go on a pilgrimage. Might as well spend as much gold as we can because it's not like we need gold for anything else. Okay, so the pilgrimage is over. I'm not sure that's what the temple looks like considering it's in the middle of the northern taiga, but we get a lot of piety from that, and we actually get enough piety. We actually picked up enough piety to go over here and convert to...
Nani?
Oh, we're like 48 piety short. Okay, so I'm doing a another pilgrimage here because I'm worried I'm gonna die soon, and we just needed like 300 more actually to be able to convert. So we should have that now, so at least we can get this out of the way as our main character. Yes, so there it is, 1700 piety. And now we have a religion with the beautiful aniconism tenet, the only thing that was not affected by the building discount cost nerf that they went through with Tours and Tournaments update. Okay, so looks like we just died. I think we're gonna have to go learning with this guy just to get our research up. Like 54 years is way too long to get city planning, which is what we need to build temples. That should speed up though if we can manage to adopt feudal ways. But to do that, we have to first go up to high tribal authority, and then in 10 years we can go to absolute tribal authority, and by that time we should have increased our development to 5 and also have distinguished level of fame. I've also decided to revoke this title away from my little brother. He doesn't need to hold this piece of land, like we can hold it ourselves just to squeeze a little bit more value out of my territory. I was literally about to divorce our wife. I had the screen open and look at that, she got pregnant at the age of 42. She actually is a genius, so if she can have a son here with any intelligence trait, that would be perfect for us. Okay, and she did not have a son. Ooh, so I forgot to divorce my wife, and she actually got pregnant again at 44. Okay, this is her last chance to have a son. Oh, okay, and we had a son, but he has none of her genius traits, so that's a little bit disappointing. But I guess that's okay. We'll give him an education, and hopefully he'll be a good ruler for us. Alright, so I'm hunting a bison, and we have 80% success chance, so let's see what can happen here. We want to kill it. That's for sure. No, we failed. Come on.
Loser.
I'm gonna save up some money here to have a grand wedding with my daughter. That should maybe get us to 4,000 prestige, and we can reform our culture from there. Okay, so we scheduled the grand wedding. It's gonna take this guy a while to ride over here. And there you go. We got 1,200 prestige from that. Pretty decent. We're very close now. I think a couple more hunts and we will hit 4,500. Alright, so I went on one hunt, and now it looks like we can actually diverge the culture here. We're gonna go communal like I said before, and we're gonna pick up forest wardens, which is gonna be extremely nice for us.
Hooray!
And perfect. It looks like we actually only picked up our culture in this one county. So now we have a 1 county culture, which we can focus on increasing the development in order to increase our research speed. Okay, so I just had a feast, which let me get enough prestige to go to tier 4, absolute tribal authority. It also opens up the decision to adopt feudal ways. We're going to spend 200 prestige to do that. And look at this. We now have 1 city over here, which if we scroll down, you can see not only can you do the guilds, that gets you 5% development, but we can do the mighty trade ports building, the hero of every tall run you can do because of that beautiful development growth. And the only reason we can do that is because all of these regions are actually on they're actually on this major river. Already, if we want to build in this temple, you can see we're going to be making a 48% discount on the buildings. So I think I might as well start building some forestry buildings here. And actually, because this land is our culture, you can notice that the forestry is better than the one we just looked at in the Russian territory. And yeah, we're going to have a lot of really nice stacking benefits from having all of these forestry buildings scattered in this county. But I will grant this tile to somebody who's not of my culture because I don't want them converting it. So we'll grant them that county to keep us at our limit here. And we don't really need to hold any other counties because we plan on holding 4 baronies. Oh, okay. Well, we just got war declared on us by a lot of dudes. Should we just surrender? I kind of want to play this game as a 1 county game and just see how strong we can get. It would hurt me in the short term, that's for sure. Yeah, alright, I think I will just surrender this war because I kind of want to lose these titles, these 2 counties anyway, and just have our 1 county here. But I can't just grant these away, like grant independence, because you can see since I own the duchy, they're my de jure vassals, so I can't just get rid of them like that. And I want to keep owning the duchy so we can eventually build a duchy building here. That's going to be really powerful for us. So I think this is a pretty decent way of doing it for now. We are losing a good amount of money here, but when this finishes, that should help. And I probably should change this building for a forestry one as well, just to earn more money.
It's time to stop, okay?
We can at least fight off some of these guys trying to raid us. We definitely don't want to get our capital raided. That's where we're making all our gold right now. You can see we're actually losing money now because we surrendered that piece of land that we're making money from. But once we finish this building, it should just take us into the positive 0.2. Oh, we inherited this piece of land. Oh no, we're getting raided. Stop, please stop. Stop. Oh, we just got in here in time before they could get the raid off on us. That is pretty important. We inherited this land back. I guess I'm going to keep it for now just to keep our gold like not going negative every 2 seconds. I finished my first tier 2 forestry building in the temple in the county capital. Very nice benefits here now.
Very nice.
I probably should make some special archer units. Oh, I actually have bowmen here, but I'm pretty sure I can make the special bowmen over here, which are even better than bowmen, and they get nice benefits in taiga terrain. So I'll get rid of these guys for now. Pick up those bowmen when I can. And I'll station them down here because the forestry building does help with the archer damage, which is cool. We've already doubled the average development of our culture since we started really increasing the development with the good steward here. It's about to go to 9, which is going to be even better. Our learning is still low, but I'm only 1 away from picking up scholar, which is going to help that. And the worst thing about playing as a Christian ruler is you can't change your court chaplains ever, like your religious quarter. Look at this guy, he has 1 skill. Like, are you telling me I'm not supposed to murder this guy? Normally it wouldn't matter, but the fact of the matter is I have the learn on the job perk, which gets me a percentage of my counselor's skill towards my perks. So you can see here, learn on the job is giving me +4 stewardship because our steward is really good. So if we had a good chaplain, I would be getting more learning, and learning is important because it increases our success chance of researching.
Do it. Excellent. Hello there.
You murder 1 and then you just get another guy with 5. Like, that's not going to do either. You're going to have to go, buddy. We've got another war for us, this time for the capital, so we will have to fight this one off. The good thing is they don't have any allies. They do have a decent amount of military strength. This is important to know when you're getting into battles. Since this is an empty piece of land, the only thing that matters in terms of becoming the defender is you getting there before the enemy. So we got to this tile first, they're going to attack us, which makes us the defender. We will get the nice defending in taiga ability here, so when they come in we should have a pretty healthy advantage, which is going to increase our damage and make it so that even though they had more men than us, we still get to destroy them there. And actually they had only normal bowmen while we had the special bowmen, which get a bonus from the terrain, which made them deal even more damage. Okay, so we died. We're okay with this though because our son is pretty decent, you know, he's got good enough stewardship. We're gonna get city planning in 5 years, which I think is fine. I don't know where the enemy went, but I will take these pretty much free tiles.
You violated the law.
No way. We just had 3 massive battle victories there in order to win this war. We should get a good amount of gold from this. Yeah, 66 gold, you know, we take that over here as a poor man. I feel like the Russians aren't really trying to invade us because like we're kind of buddy-buddy with the Russians. We have high cultural acceptance right now. I don't know if that really has an effect or not. We also have went into early medieval era. So now all our previous tech should be like a lot easier to get because you get this extra 0.2 per month towards research. So now city planning will be done in just 3 years, and then probably we'll go for ledger for the building slot and then start working our way through early medieval, because we can technically go to high medieval already because it's past 1050, but we need to get these techs. I have tons of gold saved up here for when we finish city planning, which will be in just a year and a half now. And when that's done, we should be able to build 2 new temple holdings right away, which is going to be wonderful for us. And there you go, we have done it. I think I will go for ledger first because it's going to take the fastest because of this tribal boost. And once I pick up centralization, I think I'll switch to learning in order to get our learning speed up. Because you can see the thing that's really taking the longest right now, we have really low chance. Only 34% chance is like killing us. Because our development's actually getting high. We almost have 14 in the capital already. But let's go ahead and make our temples here. 208 gold for that one. In just a few months, we'll have enough gold for the next one. And here we go. You can see it only takes 6 months to build this temple. That is crazy. Crap.
I feel like the Russians aren't really trying to invade us.
With their allies as well, so this is going to be a tough one for us to fight off. We'll have to just like hope our experience as a military commander will be enough for us to win this war. Okay, so I have an idea here of how we could potentially beat these guys, but it's going to be risky, and we need to cheese the game a little bit. So first of all, you can see they're running in. I think they're going to run towards our capital, as you can see. So we're going to have to wait until their movement is locked in. And then what we can do is raise our army right here. They'll be locked in a battle across a major river, which gives us a huge advantage, and we should get a huge victory against them. Hopefully reducing their numbers so that even when they bring their strong allies in, we can actually compete with them. Oh, no way, we actually get the stack wipe on them.
I am Jose Mourinho.
So now you can see we reduced their troops by a good amount, and actually when our allies come in here, which I think, yeah, they are sending them, we should be almost even with them. And they're going to attack us here. It says we actually should win. I guess they have a weak commander in charge. So let's see how this one plays out. Okay, that one was a bit closer, but we still killed a good amount of men, mainly because of our beautiful armored footmen. We're doing work there. Oh yes, this is huge. So I just got married to this wife here. We can choose to get some money from this, which is going to really help our war effort. Got himself captured on his way over to see us. At least we were able to keep to get this piece of land. So I think we should be able to white peace right now. So I'll see how the rest of this war goes, and if they come to attack us, and it looks like we're going to lose, which is probably going to happen considering they have consolidated their forces, I'll just offer them white peace. So it'll give us a bit more time to build up our strength, because like right now we're just starting to roll with our temples. Like we have some more temples built, and we could actually build buildings in them to really get our economy flowing. And then when our economy is flowing, we can really upgrade our men at arms and push these guys back, even if they have a lot more levies than us. So we'll retreat across the bridge here and see if they try to attack us again. I think they will. I kind of doubt we'll win against 3,000 men, but maybe we could. Oh no, look at that. Even though we're getting a huge increase in the advantage modifier, I don't think we win this battle. And for that reason, I'll just offer them white peace right now.
Denied.
There you go. So yeah, we do have a truce with them for 5 years now. So we have 5 years to to continue to build our strength here, and at least we are getting the cheapest buildings I have seen, guys. Look at this, 33 gold for forestry in temples now. We're getting a 67% decrease in costs and way over that in speed. So let's get the rest of these forestry buildings built. Raiders are trying to attack us, but with our men-at-arms army, we should be able to defeat them pretty easily. We have to make sure not to let our capital fall to raiders, because literally all our gold comes from here. So if they raid it, we'll get a huge hit in terms of how much tax we're getting. Are these the new danger events that I heard that they were adding? If so, I am not a fan. Look at this, 20% chance I survive, 80% chance I get killed. Out of nowhere too, I was so happy finally playing as a young ruler. Oh my god. Well, I guess we're gonna be playing as a 4-year-old now. That is definitely not good. I guess I'll at least try to marry somebody in terms of alliance power, just so that we have somebody to call into a war if somebody attacks us right now, because we're not looking too strong. This cannot be a good pop-up.
I'm in danger!
And there it is. Oh my god, it's just getting worse at this point. We get the worst pop-up here where I can become shy, which is just an awful trait. Paranoid, equally as bad, or craven, which is like, don't want to have to do this, but you gotta do it. I guess it's better than the rest. Man, there's like wars going on all around me right now, and I'm just sitting here as a craven child praying that nobody attacks me. No. Okay, and there we go. We became an adult. We got the 1-star education trait because we didn't have any tutors. That's bad, but at least we can grant this one temple away and go to 5 of 5 domains. That'll get us a little bit of tax per month now. Okay, so we unlocked ledger. I could go for another building slot with like bailiffs or something. 35 years for early medieval era innovation. Not awful, but I think I'll go manorialism actually, because that'll let me upgrade my temples. But since we did get ledger, you can see we can now continue building extremely cheap buildings. We're now getting a 76% discount in terms of gold. Might be time for us to pick up trade ports in some of these places to really start stacking our development. So I think instead of a trade port in this one, I can do a archery building, the militia camps, because when this finishes in just 3 months, I'm going to put my archers over there and it should really increase their damage. So I think getting our men-at-arms like really powerful is what's going to save us from invasion from some of these giant Russian kingdoms that are nearby to us. I gotta say, I am loving this. 250 gold in this trade ports, and we're getting it for just 60, and it only takes 2 months to build it. If you look at our military, we're only getting 1,100 men from our levies, and the rest are all men-at-arms. So we may be small, but we are not squishy. Alright, so at this point, I'm just like waiting for manorialism to finish. It's been like 10 years. My character is pretty decent, honestly. His lunacy has not slowed him down at all. And we're actually 500 prestige away from being able to reform our culture, which will probably help a lot in terms of our development growth. Like, it's not bad at 2.4, it's just not like super quick. But getting manorialism will actually help a lot because we can upgrade all our trade ports to tier 4 as well as our forestry buildings, which is going to be pretty good. And we can also upgrade all our temples too, so it should see us getting a lot more gold. And there you go, we picked up manorialism. We're gonna go for bailiffs next. We're still missing 5 to go to the next era, which does suck, but we're gaining some things through cultural exposure, which is good. The fact is, like, our average development is super high. If we look at some other regions, they're not going to be nearly as good. Like, even some of the big ones, Greeks, Andalusians, we might have the highest in the world at this point. And you can see we're getting crazy discounts in terms of our gold. We're going from 500 gold for these temple upgrades to just 104. So let's go through and upgrade all 4 of these bad boys. And each one of these upgrades gets us 0.4 gold, but it also gets us 50 levies, you know, station men-at-arm increases, all very valuable stuff. I think we'll do the forestry buildings first because it's just more efficient that way, because each time you upgrade one of those, it gets you more gold.
Money!
Okay, we just cracked 10 gold per month, which is a big milestone for me. We have been had such little gold income for so long here, but we're finally starting to make good money. This is going to let us build yet another building in all these temples, which is pretty valuable. So here you can see we're getting a whopping 87% discount in terms of our gold. There is a limit that you hit. It might be this where you can't get cheaper. Unfortunately, the game doesn't allow you to be so negative in these effects that you actually make money from building buildings. I think they should do something like that. That would it would definitely break the game, but you have to be in a pretty particular situation to be getting all of these discounts anyway. I was waiting to have enough gold over here for our duchy building, and I'm going to go for the royal reserves down here for the development growth and the little bit of tax it gets you. But look at this, we're making a 34% discount in gold, even in our capital, which isn't a temple building, so that's still pretty healthy. But I was realizing it could be more, but in our city, the mayor actually built a hunting grounds here, which I don't want. I'd rather have a forestry building. So I'm going to revoke this title from him. Since it's a secondary barony, it doesn't matter. You don't get any tyranny or anything. And instead, we're going to switch this for a forestry building, but we need 60 gold to do this first. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. And there you go. So once you actually have the building built in the city, the mayor can't remove it and switch it for something else, but if they're in charge of it, they can build whatever building they want. So just make sure to always get your good buildings here, and then we can just add this to a random dude who will be a good mayor for us. So satisfying upgrading these buildings for like next to nothing. My son is so annoying. He keeps getting himself put in jail like through wars. Best case scenario I would guess would be if my son ends up dying, because he's 44, and then we can play as his son who I educated and he looks like pretty decent. And there you go, actually. So what happened, the only thing I forgot to do with this guy is change his education focus. So he has the diplomacy one, but like he's pretty decent all around. 8 years. In 8 years, we should have enough to start finally going into high medieval. Pretty late, honestly. Like you can start doing this in 1050, but in 1050 we're still in the tribal era, so I guess it's not too bad. I'm kind of surprised nobody has been invading us. Like some of these regions have more strength than us on our borders, especially Ruthenia.
Oh, great heavens!
I guess this is slow bleeder in charge, so maybe that's why. I still think we might be able to take them because most of our strength is coming from men at arms, while most of theirs is probably coming from levies. Oh, am I like mental right now? It's like the second time this game I called something right before it happened.
I am Jose Mourinho.
But this is a war which we definitely should be able to win, especially because they don't have any allies even. And they're tribal, so I think we can just invade them. We do have 40 mangonels also, making us pretty strong. Oh, also we'll be in just 4 years, we'll be finally going to high medieval, and we can get these nice buildings, which I really wanted to use. Wow, look, they actually resorted to buying mercenaries. Like that's gonna save them. I'm also, at the same time this war is going on, I'm upgrading my military buildings in my regions here, which is making my men-at-arms even stronger. We're now getting 63 damage out of our archers here. Quickly puts these guys back in their place. The good thing about my position now, as my new character, is we have enough stewardship to hold all these lands now, so I can pretty much always go learning here in order to increase our research speed, which, you know, 21 years for a new era is not awful at all. We're gonna go for windmills first for the extra building slot. Just the more learning we can get, the faster that will be. But we're 36, so we definitely should get windmills with this guy's lifetime. I really want somebody to declare war on us for this county here, just so I can be a true one county region, because like we have 4.5 thousand men right now. And if you look at some of these big kingdoms nearby to us, they don't have that much more, and we're doing it just with one piece of land and one shitty vassal here who only has a tier 1 castle still. Okay, so I don't know what's happening with my game right now, but a lot of the pop-ups aren't appearing on my screen, like the death ones or that war declared one didn't appear, but it looks like somebody started attacking me and I didn't even notice. But somehow my ally got called in here too. Like, I have no idea what is happening to the game right now. The game is freaking out about all our gold discounts that we're getting, which is now up to 90%, which I think is maxed out. But it looks like we have some battles to fight off here. I think we'll still be able to do it because like we're really strong. Oh, especially if they're gonna come and attack us across the big river. Like, come on, what are you thinking?
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Dragonborn!
So silly. And there you go, we easily won that. 500 gold we're getting from that war. Although there's not too much that I can spend that on right now. What the heck? So again, the same thing with the war happened. I tried reloading. Doesn't look like it worked. This time we're fighting against... couple guys, pretty strong. The only reason I knew there were people, like we had war declared on us, I literally had men walking through my realm. This one at least, I think we can catch them recently disembarking from this river. So that's going to give us a massive advantage. Unfortunately, they get defending in Taiga because this is like not controlled land here. Like there's no county, but we should get a pretty good victory, if not a stack wipe on them. We're going to get 1,000 gold from winning this war, so that is absolutely huge. Oh man, now we have these guys starving, running around trying to take back the land I took from them. It is not going to end well for these guys.
Are you okay? I'm dying. Help me.
And there you have it. Now we can enforce our demands for over 1,000 gold from that victory, which is perfect because I did get the windmills technology and I can show you guys what happened, which ruined my previous game idea. You can see down here we have access to the watermill building now because we're on a river, and it's an amazing building. Development growth, building construction costs, decrease, all that good stuff. But if we wanted to build the watermill in one of our temples where we have all these nice discounts, we actually can't do it because it's not the county capital. So they made it so that you can only build the watermill, windmill, and caravanserai building in the capital region, really destroying the amazing tall potential you had if you could have had like 5 or 6 windmills in one single county. The trade ports on rivers kind of makes up for it. I mean, like, we're stacking development over here, not the highest we've seen. Like, we're still only at 40, while probably the highest in the game is the Byzantines at 54 right now. But you know, we're doing okay at least. One thing I did notice though when I was playing my other game is you can actually move your capital around to these regions, and then if I wanted I could build the watermill down here. But what I noticed is, you can see even though we move the capital down here, which gains you an extra building, we still get the extra building in the other region. So let's go move our capital over here. Boom. And we come back to the original temple and we have 2 building slots. This is like I guess it's like my own little exploit I found here. But finally, if we go back and move the capital back to our capital, you can see we just added 1 extra building slot for all 3 of these temples. And even though our gold income isn't like completely crazy, these cheap buildings from all these discounts just make it so that we can still do absolutely insane things. It's almost hard to keep up with all these building upgrades that are coming so quick. And there you go, we went to tier 4 for all the buildings around here, increasing our military strength quite a lot. But since we got windmills, we can actually go to tier 3 temples and then upgrade all these buildings to tier 6, at least the economic ones, that is. You can see we're going from a building that would normally cost you 700 gold to go to tier 2 to tier 3 temples, but we're doing it for just 70, and we're doing it in just 6 months. And just like that, you can see we have our 3 beautiful forest temples, all tier 3, getting us tons of gold, tons of military strength. You can see our military is actually 4-star gold, mainly because we only have like 2,500 levies, and the rest are coming from our men-at-arms strength, which is pretty cool. Oh, and it looks like we got guilds, and that makes it so that we can... Oh, look at this, actually. It didn't give us a new building. What? We got one in the capital, but not here. But what if we do the same thing again? If we move the capital over? Funny. So I guess it works, like, you'll always have one more building than your domain limit by doing that little trick, but you have to do it every time you go into a new era. But, you know, I don't mind doing that. Alright, there we go. We've went to tier 6 for all of our trade port buildings in these 3 temples, which means we're now getting 4.3 monthly development. Pretty decent. Not the highest we've ever seen, but, you know, still pretty good considering we're going mainly for building discount price, which you can see is well over 100% at this point. I went for tier 6 forestries in all 3 of these temples as well. And the city, you know, he's doing his job too. He's got tier 4 forestry. So actually, if we look at our capital, even though this isn't temples, so like it's not, our buildings aren't built around discounts in the capital or in the city, you can still see we're making a whopping... We're making a 59% discount even in the castle. Pretty crazy. These forestry buildings with the forest wardens cultural tradition are quite fun to use. I think to end the video I might declare war on this king here. He really didn't bother us too much, but like he's making a lot of inroads. Like it's kind of would be like a nice battle of the giant Russian kingdom versus the tiny little duchy over here with just 1 county. And it was his vassals who were trying to invade us pretty much the entire time. So let's go back. We'll go back for the previous county that we had that these guys took away from us, I guess, and see if he is strong enough to stop us with all 10,000 men. So even now, this is a battle I probably shouldn't have taken if I was worried, because we're fighting and they get the defensive terrain, they get maybe some defensive buildings, and so they're getting benefits from that. If you look at our military, we have these archers over here doing 102 damage. We have armored footmen, over 1,000 of them, doing 94 damage, and we even have some nice light horsemen here being boosted by quite a lot as well.
He's just
Okay, well, I was maybe a little bit too cocky there. It was really bad terrain, but looking at that battle score, you can see we killed a ton more people than they did. Oh man, what are they bringing in more dudes? Who the hell are these guys? Oh my goodness. No way. We're losing those battles, as you can see, but I feel like we're killing a lot of their men. You can already see actually we brought them down to just half their strength, so even though we're taking some L's, I think we finally might get a victory in this one here, because they only have like 2,000 more men than us this time. Oh, actually, could I be a good commander? Let's see. Let's lead the line ourselves because we're actually a decent commander. And if our wife gets married to us, oh perfect, we can put her on chivalry, which actually boosts us even further. So we should be a 31 tier commander now, meaning we will definitely smoke these guys in a battle if they come try to attack us now. Oh my god, look at them run. They know what's coming to them.
Gotcha, bitch!
Alright, we're still not going to be getting the defensive bonuses here, but their supplies are running low, so that should even it out. And I am absolutely... My character now is running this army too like a total beast. So let's see how this battle goes. Boom, there you go, our first victory technically, but you can see we killed 3,000 men in that battle. I think we can just continue to steamroll them here. Okay, and here you go, bring all the men you want into this battle. We just hopped in with them in debt, us defending in Taiga. I'm leading my own soldiers, giving us even further. There's no way they even stand a chance here. There you go, we stack wiped their main army, did a lot of damage to the other one, and we've turned this war into our favor. And there you go, with that last capture down here with my 80 mangonels, we've hit 100%, enforce our demands, and we have absolutely destroyed the massive Russian kingdom here. Just goes to show you the power of one county. I love being able to develop these like backwater regions of the map. It's just so fun, and you can make it really powerful too. It just goes to show, even with their nerfing of all the building discounts, you cannot be stopped. If you want to be tall, you can be tall. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace out.